Higher Learning 2, The Return of Remy? That's what this is? Okay, listen up. Michael Rappaport, you have been getting away with a lot for a long time. Some of the stuff you said in the past was funny and all that, but you crossed so many lines and so many people were giving you passes, and you always hid behind that black wife of yours. You used your black wife as a shield, Remy. And anytime you came into trouble, don't get a black wife to think that's going to give you an okay to say whatever you want to say about black people. Okay, Remy? Yeah, it's like he's trying to make Higher Learning 2, The Return of Remy. You gonna remake Higher Learning. What are you gonna do? Marry Tyra Banks? Remy marries Tyra Banks and starts talking about how he was oppressed at the school. Yeah, Malik and his friends, they were always harassing me, man. Taking the country away from me, man. They give it to Malik. Listen. Today, what Zebrahead did was actually do something real stupid. He puts out a video bragging about if the Jewish people ran media, if the Jewish people ran entertainment, if they did all these things, then we should give them props. Nobody gave it to them. They just took it. They came and did it. We should give them props if they did that. So, Michael Rappaport, let me talk to you directly, because I'm going to get up out of this chair and move around. I think better when I move. What an unfair assessment and a disrespect to the Jewish community and the Jewish people that you've just done. You made it look and seem like the Jewish people just went in there and just took everything, and you made a mockery of it. Like, if we did it, we should get a pat on the back. No, you shouldn't get a pat on the back. And you think they want that attention? You think they want that attention? They don't. Remy, listen up. Do you really understand, in this world of society we live in today, as you tried to allude as to say, like, we should give y'all props, that y'all went out and did that and took over the industry and y'all did all this entertainment, the banks and all that. If y'all did that, we should be giving you guys props for doing it. How did you get in position to do that, Remy? Do you want to tell the people? So from 1945 to 2018, Germany has paid out $86.8 billion in reparations and restitution and compensation for the penalties of the Holocaust. They have returned 16,000 objects to the survivors with the books, art, memorabilia that they could find. And you know what that helps to do? It does not make up for what happened, but do you know what that helps do for the next generation? That helps alleviate the stress of having to worry about paying bills. You have an infrastructure that was built on the blood and sweat and tears and the pain of the Jewish people and what they endured. They didn't get rewarded. That wasn't a reward. They had to suffer to get that. And for you to come out and boastfully make that statement, being a Jewish man, just shows you're a self-loathing Jew. That's right, Remy. And there's no place for that. That was pitiful what you said. When you have that kind of infrastructure and that kind of backing, yeah, you could go out and accomplish things. You don't have to go out and join a gang. You don't have to go out and sell drugs. You could actually focus on going to school and be what you want to be in life. You have the opportunity to go out and try and fail and still be okay. So let's go about the items, the 16,000 items that was returned. Black people have not got a quarter. Not to compare pain, but the Holocaust was about less than 20 years, or about 20 years. Don't quote me on it, but it's around that. We're over 400 years and counting. And we haven't gotten 1 cent, let alone all our riches that was stolen and continuously being stolen from our country. That some is sitting in the crowns and the scepters of the royal family of England that they won't return after being asked to return the jewelry back. They declined, knowing that it was taken illegally through a purge. So why don't you talk about that, Michael? Why don't you bring that up on your show? Because, you know, your children are half black. Your wife is black. You know, this affects her. Don't you think? So when you attack Kanye West and just blatantly throw out a word that doesn't make any sense, and you come out and say, you talked about going Defcon 3 on the Jewish people? Do you even know what Defcon 3 is? Huh? Does anybody even know? You don't even know what Defcon 3 means. Defcon 3, Defcon is an Air Force term that the military use. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Defcon 3 is a yellow warning. That means readying for action. You're readying yourself. It's a yellow symbol to tell you to assemble, to get ready. So if that's enough to get Adidas to pull a $2 billion account for all of these companies to cut ties with him, what are we really talking about here? You're personifying everything that Kanye West or Ye, whatever he calls himself, was saying and speaking about. So all you're doing is making things worse. You're riding the wave and making You are disrespecting your own religion. Who, by the way, I've never seen you practice at all. But it's funny how everybody wants to be Jewish when there's something going down. They pick their spots when they want to be Jewish or not. Now all of a sudden he's Jewish. We ain't Oh yeah. When they feel like it's time to jump on somebody, then everybody wants to be Jewish. Hey, wait a minute, I'm Jewish too. Hold on, let me get my kick in. Everybody want to put on a yarmulke when it's time to go kick somebody and beat somebody down. All of a sudden, here come that yarmulke. Hold on, let me get this yarmulke. Hold him down. What did he say? I don't even care. What did he say? All right, hey. Let's go kick him. Instead of doing that, why don't you try to teach? Why don't you have a conversation? Why don't any of you have this conversation? Because there's plenty of people on YouTube that's already who are Jewish that is telling you the same things that Kanye West were telling you and have said it years ago. And it's on YouTube still to this day. Many of published scholars who happen to be Jewish are telling you these things that he was echoing. Some of them. Now, Kanye's or Ye's choice of words, I would not have used because he was identifying all Jewish people in his comments, in his tweets. He was angry, and when he was tweeting, he was acknowledging all Jewish people instead of saying some or if. Because he was mad at the Jewish people that he had problems with. He was identifying that with all Jewish people. And that's where he was wrong. But instead of focusing on where he was wrong, you just chose, well, you and others have chose to just put a label on him and parade around because you're really mad that he's cool with Trump. And y'all are not. So all of you left-wingers who don't like Trump, who was your buddy before he ran for office, all of y'all now have woken up and had an epiphany and said, you know what? I just realized I got a problem with him. And I'm going to express these problems over and over again. So y'all really don't have a problem with him. Y'all have a problem with he's not doing what you want him to do. He's got to learn his place. He's got to learn control. Well, why would a Jewish man or woman want that for another human being when they know what that was like? They were forced to do things that was against their wills. Why would they want that for another human being? But I addressed you, Michael, because that was the last straw. I was supposed to be doing something else right now, but that was the last straw that I was going to take from you on this subject. That was the last one. Without saying something. Because normally I let it go. I'm just like, I ain't dealing with Rappaport. But now, you are doing what they're doing. From a people that have suffered, like the Jewish people have suffered. Our suffering don't matter. These are your wife's ancestors too, buddy. They don't matter. So, when you received billions in reparations, which was used to build the infrastructure on the legs that a lot of these foundations and things stand on, we have been fighting to get our reparations that we're never going to get because they can't do that, because that changed the power dynamic in the entire world. They know that. So they know they're going to fight against that as much as possible. And as you see the reasoning for them trying to stop or have opposing views as to giving us reparations, you start to see more of the cracks in the armor. We had to prove we go back to descendants of. Now, how do you know you weren't here all along? Anything to stop it. Do you want to be on the same playing field with us? That's like putting Michael Jordan in a one-on-one with Ed Neely. Do you think he want to compete against Michael Jordan's? If this was based on the power structure of that, do you think they would be in control? You think they're gonna outwork us? People that blister in the sun, back give out, hunchback over. You think they're gonna keep up? If this was based on a genetical race, we would have yelled domino a long time ago. You know that's why they mad. You see any white cornerbacks in the NFL? No. You ain't seen one since Jason Sehorn. And they tried to make him a star. Look, we got one. Next thing you know, Sehorn was getting fried every week. Now they trying to hold on. Every spot on the football field is being dissolved. They want to hold on to that quarterback position. Why do you think they were fighting for it for so long? They can't lose that. That's the leader of the team. Look at the NBA. Starting five. You can't find one. You'd be lucky if you could find one out there. So this thing was never determined on genetics. It was determined by power. Those who have it, manipulate it, and don't want others to have it or ever manipulate it because they lose power. The more we have, the less power they have. The more we prove we don't need them, and we can stand on our own, they're done. Because then they have to do something for self. Then where would they be? As you said, Michael, y'all control the entertainment industry. Music and all that. So if we weren't there to generate all this revenue for you guys, and you guys control it all, why don't you go and y'all hire more Jewish rappers then? Where are all your Jewish rappers? Keep putting them out. Why you going to get the ghetto guys? Guys from the hood. Michael Rappaport. You know why? It's because you know what I know. It ain't about his rapping ability. You ain't gonna be able to rip him off like you could rip off the guy from the hood. You remember the Beastie Boys was signed with Russell Simmons? How many albums did the Beastie Boys make with Russ? One. And they left citing that Russell Simmons was a racist man and did not like Jewish white kids. That's what was the word. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. But I know that was the word. Rick Rubin left right after that. When Beastie Boys left, Rick Rubin left right with him. A lot of y'all don't know that. Beastie Boys did that one album, and then they were gone. And they was on the shelf for years before they came back with their second album. Because they had to fight the legal system. See, the legal game's a monster. They don't teach you all that. Yeah. Hey, ladies, get funky. I got more hits than Sarah. That's right. So Remy's here doing what he does, fanning flames. Really pissed me off today. I wasn't even going to talk about him. But don't sit there and say we should pat y'all on the back if you guys run the music and the music or the movies and the entertainment. If you guys do that, we should pat you on the back. That's very disrespectful. Like nobody gave it to us. No, they rewarded you for your suffering of your people. You got reparations. You received about 86, I think it's 86 billion. And so far, since 2018, ain't no telling what it is now from Germany. 86 billion. Now, that was about 20 years. Ours was about 400 years. Where's your fight for that, Michael? You know, you're married to a black woman. And I've seen this growing trend of Jewish men that marry black women. And I seen something I didn't like. They kind of like keep them in the dark and kind of uses them as their permission or if they get in trouble card. Or it gives me the right to talk about this because I'm married to a black woman. Oh, I'm cool, I'm down because I'm married to a black woman. You don't have to do that in order to be cool or down. Okay, but there ain't gonna be no allowances on what you can say and what you can't say about us without it being spoken about. Guys like you, guys like DJ Vlad, who hides the fact he's married to a black woman and got black twins, mixed twins with a black woman. He don't want the world to know that. But he loves his wife. Mike don't want to promote his wife, but it's just like, instead of trying to use it to show you cool, why don't you actually fight and stand up for the iniquities against black people? You knew where Kanye West was coming from and what he was saying. And if he's wrong about something, correct him with the facts. Don't just put a label on it. Correct him with the facts. Give him facts and correct it with that. When I said the Jewish people got billions from Germany and they returned over $16,000 pieces that was stolen from them, I'm saying it because that was a fact. From 1945 to 2018, they paid $86 billion in reparations for the Holocaust. So when you brag about it, you have to add that in. You can't say, yeah, look what we got. That's disrespectful to Jewish people, man. All around the globe, you're disrespecting people who had suffered. You're disrespecting every single one of those people who suffered and have family members who suffered. You're acting like it's a joke. It's not a joke. You're right, nothing was handed to them. Their people suffered, cried, bled, and suffered to get that money. They didn't say, let's do this so we'll get paid for it down the road. They had to endure the most horrific things in life for about 20 years of it, running around in fear, not knowing what's going to happen next. They had to do that for over 20 years. We had to do it for over 400 and counting. And your people were rewarded billions. Ours was rewarded zero. And you're bragging about how you were able to run these things, the industry, the entertainment, and all that. You had an infrastructure. You don't have to sell drugs. You got an option. You don't have to join a gang. You got an option. You don't have to go out and get in trouble. You got an option. The bills is paid. So it's not the same boat. As you were trying to allude it, as if y'all just worked harder than us. So, Michael Rappaport, you're going to have to do better.